Hello, everyone. Welcome. You're listening to 27 Degrees SAG. I'm your host, Kimal Lowe. I am a psychic medium. I'm an astrologer, also a certified feng shui consultant, and a wellness coach. I'm here tonight for a wonderful update for our upcoming month of July. So, what I am going to do is I've got a little feedback here. So, let me just finish with that. I've got to do a couple of producer things because my producer is somewhere else. So if something happens, it's all on me. Thanks so much for coming along with me for this hour. We've just had this wonderful full moon in Cancer, and the full moon in Cancer brought a lot of highlights regarding family and regarding what makes you feel secure, what makes you feel protected. And if you have someone in your life that has promised to be there for you or to treat you like family, and that isn't happening, you can find a lot of realizations right now because Neptune has gone into retrograde. Now, what does that mean? Well, yesterday we had this big, huge shift. We had this wonderful new moon in Cancer. And the United States, the astrological chart, the sun is in Cancer. And so we've got a new upcoming new deal on the table for the United States. And it's slow going in the process. With Neptune now in retrograde, we are going to take off our rose-colored glasses and we're going to be able to see the real, the raw, what makes up the reality of the situation. The foundation is going to be rattled. It's going to be rebuilt. It's going to be kind of rattled and rolled a little bit. And not only in this country, but also in your relationships, also in your career, also in the things that you thought were so glamorous and fun. You're really going to see the hard work that needs to be put into it. You're going to see a lot of things that the collaboration may not be there like perhaps you thought. Your family members, the support of your country, the support of perhaps the doctors that you put a lot of faith in, or your banking situation that you put a lot of faith in. So these are the kinds of things that are going to be coming up and going to be reprocessing and building a new foundation. And this is going to take quite a while, but we've been putting on brick by brick the new foundation right next to the old so that we can demolish the old while building up the new. So it's like a simultaneous building and demolition, a demo day going on, or should I say demo year going on. You need to be very honest with yourself. You need to be honest with, are you showing up? Are you perhaps part of the partnership that you have agreed upon, whether it is with your spouse or even with your family, with your children? You agreed to show up, you agreed to be there, you agreed to nurture them in many different ways. And a lot of times we're all balancing career, we're all balancing home. And this is another thing with the new moon in Cancer. We have cancers are always wanting to nurture and always wanting to create a womb-like atmosphere for the home that is security, that is a sacred space with all of those cozy comforts that we have. And they're always worrying about the security and the materialism and the money it takes to provide that security. So they're always worrying about, how am I going to balance out my home and my career? Because the opposite sign from Cancer is Capricorn, the workaholic, the one who is always trying to balance out, trying to go home, because their home is really in the workplace. So you can see this shadow, you can see these two trying to, do a seesaw, trying to get the balance correct during this time. Because in July, we've got a full moon in Capricorn coming up July 13th. And this is going to highlight Capricorn. This is going to really, full moons are completion. Full moons can put an end to some things. And it also rules big business, corporation, government. So we are talking about this wonderful security and coming up against big business. So we've got this dichotomy of going back and forth. So introducing all of this in the ending of right now of June and introducing July. So, what's up, Astro, for July? I'm going to tell you that, July 1st, we kick off a bang. And I want to say that from the bottom of my heart. The moon is going to be in Leo. And so it's going to be the bigger, the better. July 1st is Canada Day, just in case you don't know out there. But yeah, they'll be celebrating that. But we've got something that is a little challenging, and that is the planet of action, the planet of military, the planet very masculine energy coming out of Mars. And Mars is also in Aries. Aries is, I want to be first. I want to get in there. It's very competitive. It's very athletic. It rules the military. It's a fire sign. It wants to act. This is going to be in a hard aspect, like a square to Pluto. And Pluto, of course, is, blow it up, make it happen. It's a transformational sign. It's a sign that, that gets very down and deep and tears everything down and then rebuilds. So we've got this happening in the 1st of July. And with this fire moon, Leo, coming in, we are going to see some sparks fly. I'm really wanting everybody to take precautions out there about fire hazards and preventive measures. It is in the northern hemisphere. It is summer here, and but with all the fireworks that comes with the Independence Day for the United States on July 4th, we get a little crazy with our fireworks because we haven't been able to really celebrate throughout our pandemic years. So just be very careful about fireworks, any type of fire, any type of let's just say areas that have not been cleared, have a lot of underbrush to them. Also, if the rain has not come in appropriate areas, make sure that you have your water hoses on the outside of the home and you're ready to go. And also, please be kind and make a donation to your local fire department. They love it. They go unrecognized for years and years and years, and these are courageous, unbelievable fire warriors, and they do it for you. So please, if you are in the gracious mood, drop by a pizza or donuts or a wonderful donation. It's greatly appreciated for all of our firefighters. I wanted to also say that the first part of July is, we have this big bang on July 1st, and then it kind of gets quiet. We've got the July 4th celebration. Moon's going to be in Virgo, so it's going to be very practical. I get that. But, I like to celebrate just like everybody else, but just pick something that isn't, something that, let's just say, it stay in your lane. Let's put it that way. Just stay in your lane and try not to do anything, outside of the crazy, experimental route or activities during this particular time. That whole week of July 4th is just very calm, very quiet. We've got a wonderful partnership. You may want to be doing activities with your partner. You may have this wonderful sense of, I don't really want to do things solo. I would like to, call a friend, or I would like to do something with my partner, or I'd like to work on my projects with my team member. This is a wonderful time during that entire week for that to happen. We've got that weekend of July 9th and 10th. The moon's going to be in Scorpio. And that particular weekend, I really love that. There's going to be some fabulous surprises coming up. So if you are in the dating game, you're going to be perhaps wondering if you should go out on a limb, perhaps wondering if, maybe I should take a chance on, where exactly I am in my love life. Am I thinking about perhaps dating someone new? I think that any type of dating online, you're going to be pleasantly surprised during that weekend. People are going to be wanting to get to the truth. They're not going to want to hear a lot of fluff. They're really going to want to relate heart to heart and get into some deep conversations right off the bat, even though perhaps you've just met them. So these are wonderful times actually for meditations. Also for mediumship. If you are in the grieving process and you have been considering trying out a medium, I would really like for you to do the research, but give it a try, because this is one component that can really help that healing momentum that I think is much needed now. And I know there's a lot of people out there who who think, I just want to get the sign myself. I want to be able to, reach my loved ones. And why do I have to go to somebody? And I'm going to say that sometimes this is the opening of the door of the portal so that you can do that. Once your loved one has come through for you and you know that indeed the messages that are coming through can't be anyone else. They can't be made up. These are private things that perhaps only you knew and your loved one. And this is, I want to say, a barrier buster for you to be able to believe, to be able to accept that there are no boundaries. There are no holding you back anymore, that yes, you can receive the signs, you can get specific, and you can absolutely be the receiver of all these wonderful, the wonderful peace that you have, that your loved one is still there, is still around you, and is still have that love connection to you. So this is a grand time to go ahead and reach out for mediumship as well. We talked about the full moon in Capricorn and about what that's really going to be coming up to. I want to say that as we're going through the month of July, it's going to be quite light. The sun is going to be entering into Leo on July 22nd, bringing birthdays to all those wonderful Leo, the lions out there. So I really love this. As we're coming down to the end of July, things are going to start building up, kind of like a summer storm. This is all going to be building up because we have got a triple conjunction. What is that? That is when we actually have Mars, we have Uranus, and we have the North Node, which is the North Compass. We have got Uranus, which is the planet of independence, of rebellion, of chaos, of technology invention. Also, it rules electricity. And we've got Mars, that Mars, that very volatile yang energy. We've got all of this happening together in the beginning of August. It starts building on July 31st, the last day of July. And on this particular day, we've got that lineup happening. Any sensitives out there, light workers or empaths, you are going to start feeling this probably about, the 29th of July, the 30th, the 31st, the 1st of August. We are going to close July with this unbelievable, huge ball of energy. And when I take a look at this conjunction, because it's extremely rare, it happens in the sign of Taurus. Taurus also rules banking. It rules comfort food. It rules comfort foods. It also rules the earth. And I'm seeing a lot of this happening with especially where Uranus is going to be. This is all happening at 18 degrees Taurus. What is that? It's in your chart, believe me. And if you would like me to show you exactly where it is, I would love to do that. You can always book a session with me at kimlalowe, LOWE.com. And I would love to introduce you to your soul imprint and show you what's going to be coming up for you for the summer and on this timeline. What energies, what exactly is this triple conjunction? It is absolutely so rare. Going back, I'm looking at a lot of these things going back. But what this particular conjunction brings up, and that is, it brings up a lot of what we've been experiencing about, breaking down the government, also about our freedoms, about our free will, and what this means for planet Earth. And what this Uranus comes in and does is, I feel as though this is going to have something to do with our electric grid. It could have something to do with replacing power. And that is power as far as how we use, your electricity in your home, how you cook, how you, you use your computer, your lights, your heat, your air, all of these kinds of things. There could be a reactive snap, bam, we've got to do something here. Now, this could come up extremely quick. It could be a very unwanted surprise to everyone out there. I do feel as though with this particular triple conjunction, it could also mean a lot of fire, explosions, volcanoes. Taurus is very grounded in the earth. It's an earth sign. It has very, very fixed energy with this Taurus. Connection. It's stubborn. It does not want to change. But when this kind of energy is coming up through the earth, this could mean huge amounts of change on the surface of the planet Earth. So it could mean earthquakes as well. It could mean shifts. The plates are shifting. It could mean a lot of changing of boundaries as well, as far as countries go as we know it. This could mean that things that are happening within your circle, within your life, are going to change. Partnerships, marriages, things that require one party or another to explode and say, I want my freedom. I don't want to give up my control, and my sovereignty. This is something that can happen on a worldwide basis. It can happen in a country. It can also happen in your own relationships. So keep that in mind for the end of July. I like to recommend that you do have a lot of water element around you at this particular time, soaking in some nice Epsom salts, even if you want to soak your feet, because your feet is what grounds you to planet Earth. And if you have a wonderful stream of calm, of water to really kind of close down this particular overboard of electrical circuits. I always say that if you're on the computer a lot, or your nervous system, your adrenals are being compromised, always go in and cold water on the wrists. That will short circuit and calm any type of electrical that you're picking up through computer work, or through any kind of, let's see, machinery. If you're running anything to do with any kind of technology. This also, out of this chaos that we do expect on the end of July and August 1st coming up, we are going to get a great surprise. We are going to get new inventions coming in immediately. They will be released, they will be replaced, and we are going to see perhaps maybe the grid will go down, but digitally come back up with a new power, a new type of, I want to say, new deal for humanity. And I have great hope, and I am optimistic that through this triple conjunction, because the North Node is there. The North Node is the compass of where we're all going. And the North Node, it has a way of saying, we're making this better. We're blazing this trail for the future. We also have Jupiter right behind it, which is, radiating protection out for all of us. And that's really a wonderful benefit for us all. So know that, in the sense, the beginning of July and the end of July have got these real fireworks happening, and the middle, we just have this wonderful highlight on Capricorn, on this hard working Capricorn that's going to be highlighting your bones, your teeth, your skin. It's going to also be highlighting where you're putting your energy. Where are you wanting to work? What do you want to work on? This is what Capricorns love to do. They love to work for people. They love to work on their careers. Work to them is what makes them take the next breath. And if you are not enjoying your work, if you are not being given the opportunity to work in the capacity that you feel as though you're being, you're slighted on the value, this is where we are going to be able to cut ties at the end of July. We are going to be able to just snip it in the bud like that, but the new energy is going to be rushing in. So if anything, if you're feeling a barrier, if you're feeling non-communication, if you're feeling as though you are undervalued, if you are feeling as though the communication is not, let's say, rolling and fun, and every day isn't a joy to work on your projects or to do what you need to do, this month you are definitely going to make some decisions. You're going to celebrate the time that that has been given to you. However, there's such promise coming forward. There's absolutely inventions coming in that, oh my gosh, this North Node and Uranus is just going to knock the socks off everybody. This is kind of one of those things where um, the last time this triple conjunction took place was 1855. And when you talk about 1855, were there wars? Yes. You know, we're in the year of the tiger. That's a warrior year, with Mars and Uranus kind of coming together. Are there going to be tempers flaring and the right to fight? Yes. Is it going to be taken out into the streets for rebellion? Yes. Have we been doing that? Yes, because this is the chart of the United States. We've got Pluto in here as well. And when we've got Pluto coming up, I mean, we've got this wonderful conjunction that we are going to be looking at. Pluto, again, this is a Pluto return for the United States. Um, the last time this happened was 1776 for Pluto. We're going to be seeing this fallout all the way through, and the buildup is going to come absolutely in October, right before the elections. We are going to be fighting for our independence again, just like in 1776. Are you ready? You've got to be centered. You've got to know that the energy has to come within in order to be expressed without. So on the outside, you may be seeing all of this that boils you up on the inside. But what happens is that becomes misdirected energy. So what I want to say is that, you know, meditation, calming down, and really kind of putting this particular opportunity in its place to kind of, you know, blow up what you're not using anymore and replace the next level, the next dimension, the next era. We're going into the era of technology. We are going into, you know, free power. We're going into travel that you've never seen before. We are moving into communication like you've never seen before. All of these and all of these kinds of things remind me of that particular shift that happened in the late 80s, early 90s, where the fax machine was introduced, the iPhone was introduced. Also, all of the websites and Facebook and all of that was introduced during that particular time. This does have a lot of components of the same elements happening now, and so it's going to be exciting. We may have to kind of put our safety belts on. But we're going to get through it because this is what the universe has in store for us. It's being directed by the North Node. So we know that we're going to be protected, and we know that we're going to put one foot in front of each other's, and we're going to hold hands, and we're going to go into the future with all of these new inventions and these new bits of technology. I'm going to shift a little bit about, you know, let's align our homes in July so that we have a third of our lives. We have that nice positive edge that we can definitely take advantage of. So for feng shui in the flying star formula, I'm going to talk a little bit about the directions. So this means the directions of your front door. This is the direction of, you know, how you're facing when you're sitting at your desk. Also about where your headboard is placed. So the crown chakra, what direction is it facing? We've got the flying star formula for July 2020. 22. In the center of the home in June, it did not have good flying stars there at all. It was a real drain on our center portals. But this particular month of July, it has got the number 6, which is abundance, which is opportunities, which is opening doors. So I love this particular area of the home. It's great. I've got my little pagoda here somewhere. Let me just find it. Oh, it's behind me. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Ooh, there it is. Here it is. Sorry. Okay, so this is the pagoda. If you have not purchased one unique, fengshui.com, you can go ahead and get a pagoda that looks just like this and place it in the center of your home. This is going to provide that clearing of last month, and it's also going to apply new opportunities, new clients coming to you, new raises. You're going to really open up your entire sacred space by doing that. If you have your, let's start with the north. If you have your front door and it faces north, I'm going to show you. This is a Wooloo. The Wooloos are going to be working on the number 2 star that's going to be resided in the north, and that brings about vulnerability for illness. If you have anyone who is elderly and they have their headboard on the north wall, please put this on their bedside table. This is a Wooloo and it works fabulous. So if you do have a north entrance, it just makes sure that if there's any water features there that they're turned off, because that enhances illness. It enhances a lot of sinus problems, throat problems, a lot of bronchitis, that type of thing. So we really want to cut that down and all of our viruses going around as well. The Northeast, wow. The Northeast has the number 9 star. That is ka-ching, ka-ching, a lot of money coming in there. I say if you have a Northeast, whoop, there goes my earring. If you have a Northeast entryway, I say invite the neighborhood in, have a big party. This parties, noise, music, dogs and cats running around, babies laughing, all of this create yang energy. And with that, it's almost as if you are going to be really soaking yourself in abundance. So I love the Northeast particular factor there. The Northwest has the number 7 star that flies in there. If you have the little rhino, that's perfect. What else I like to do is it brings in a vulnerability of theft, of somebody coming in or making advances into your sacred space that perhaps you don't really want. And at night, they used to put brooms in front of their door. So if you're in the Northwest, I would suggest putting a broom there, or perhaps it's your back door. Make sure your security is sound, but there's something psychological about putting the broom face up, the bristles face up. In the Northwest, Quan Kung works very well too. He is the Chinese warrior, and he has kind of like a very fierce energy. And when he is placed in the Northwest during the month of July, he is mighty protective of anyone that he is guarding. So it's a wonderful thing to have. Okay, the West has the number 8 star, which is usually so good with wealth. It's usually like, we're in the period of 8. I really like to, in the West, I really like to put 8 rocks, and I like to spray paint them in gold, bags of money. I like to bags of gold. I like to put them, kind of in the west somewhere. Let's just say you can kind of secure, maybe it could be in a pot, it could be under a window, it could be, aligning anything in the west for you. This painted in gold is matching the metal element there in the west. So you will be enhancing that particular number 8 star in the west as very good luck and a lot of really nice wealth coming in for you. The east is ruling romance. If you have a front door that faces east at this particular time, you've got a lot of not only creative energy for writing and for taking exams, but you've got a lot of, I want to say, flirtatious energy, good luck and romance. You know, if you are partnered or married, this could bring a new reset button for you on your particular romance itself. But you need to remove any kind of plants or wood. Otherwise, it's going to be, let's say, overboard, and it could be, a scandal or outside hot affair that you really don't want to risk the stability of the family or your career or your wealth. So make sure that you remove any type of wood, and that would be any kind of plants as well from the east during that time, during the time of July, because you don't want to have it overboard. We want it balanced, right? We just want to have romance coming to us in the proper manner. The southeast, unfortunately, we've got that deadly 5 yellows there in the southeast, which is usually a very good place for wealth. But in the month of July, we could be suffering from some loss. I'd like to keep the southeast very quiet during this time. Do not add any kind of elements at all, and I would just like to keep that very, very quiet. Turning your back on the southeast or not lighting it up a lot, that would be perfect. And also the south. The south has the flying star 1, which is very creative. It's creative with your wealth. It's creative with your mind. It's a really great number. It's the number 1. It's things that start off. I mean, if you are beginning to write something, if you are beginning to work on something, if you are shopping to buy, if you are beginning to add on to a home, this is a wonderful place to start. And we have something called the sum of 10 in this particular flying star feng shui, and the annual number 9 is there, and then this month of July the number 1 is there. 9 and 1 is the sum of 10. Extremely lucky. Woohoo! I love it, and so are you. You're gonna love it as as well. Any kind of horse figurine you have in the house, put it in the south. It is just going to be a victory for you. If you are facing any kind of legal battles and you have your front door in the south, you are going to be very lucky and you are going to come out on top. The southwest, this usually usually is the matriarch energy, the partnership energy. It has got the number 3 flying star there. You know what that is? That's bringing up a lot of quarrels. It's bringing up, oh, remember when you did that to me? Well, you started it first. All of those kinds of things. And those kinds of, energy gets blown out of proportion so easily. So what I like to do is I like to put 6 crystals. I like to put 6 crystals and the partnership, the rose quartz, in a little, I have an abalone dish. But what this does is it provides a calming, okay? This is a nice calming energy for that as well. You can also put in a container of just water. You can put a top on it, and it's calm water. It's not a bubbling fountain water or anything like that. but that's going to be calming that particular energy as well. That's it for July. I'm going to be going into the chat room. So if you have any kind of questions that you'd like me to kind of take a little insight and give you a little bit of messages from the other side, now's the time to do it. Hello to Bill. Hello to Sheila. Hello to Ivy. I'm going to also be going into, let's just put this up here as well. I'm going to be going up here and seeing if there are any questions at all. This is the time to put your questions in the chat room. So, what do we have? Do we have some questions? Eileen DeLuca. Hello, Eileen. How are you? And Joanne is here. Hello. I am. It's so nice to see everybody. It is so nice to see anybody. All right, here we go. Do you have any questions? And I am going to get out my cards, and here we go. We've got questions at all for anybody. Otherwise, I am going to be, let's see. I am going to be looking here and seeing if anybody has anything they want me to look into. I'm so glad everybody's here. I am so glad everybody's here. I'm going to be, can you help me about finances? Okay, finances. Here we go, Eileen. Let's take a look about the finances and see what's happening. Okay, for some reason, it seems to me like you were supposed to, I don't know if you were supposed to get a payout. If you were supposed to get a payout, or perhaps there was money owed to you and then something stopped it, or there's a barrier there. I would like for you to bring in the little statuette of Ganesh. Removes a lot of barriers and boundaries. It's the little elephant that sits cross-legged in a yoga position with an elephant face. Ganesh is wonderful for meditating on removing obstacles around you, because I feel like there is, I don't know if it got mixed up but there was something that was coming to you that perhaps didn't get through to you. And so I feel like there's a lot of sensitivity around that. And, your patience is getting a little thin on these particular things. I'm also going to say that this full moon in Capricorn on July 13th, there's going to be something coming up for you as well. Now, I don't know if you're looking for an investment, or there's something to do with an investment. I believe it's something to do with, but you have to be persistent on this one. Because I feel like, I don't know if somebody dropped the ball on this, but I want you to stay focused on this, because this seems to me to go through a transition for you. And I feel like, yeah, you're going to have patience on the financial, but I feel like it's going to kind of bust loose for you in about 42. They're giving me the number 42. Can you hold out till 42? Because I think that's really the floodgates are going to open up, and this is going to start streaming in for you again. So I just feel as though, I feel your pain here, but I feel as though there's something that for some odd reason is taking longer than it should to reach you. I don't know what your feng shui is for your front door, but I'd be more than happy to take a look for you and to kind of guide you through that and make sure that you are not leaking energy within your sacred space, because sometimes that can work against you as well. Okay. So I feel like it's going to be a lot better. I know this next month coming up seems to be light, seems to be cruising, but we're going to go through a change. And then I just feel like, yeah, in August, this is going to come through for you much better than before. Okay. I hope that works out for you, Eileen. Okay, we have got hello. I wanted to know if I could get a career reading. And this is Naka Okinawa or something like that. I know I probably messed up the name, but yeah, career reading. Let's take a look at career reading. Career reading. Did you train for one thing but want to do another? I feel like you trained for one thing that you can just do very easily, but something else pays better, so you want to do that. So I feel like there is there's a battle between materialistic and what you want to do for your career and what your soul wants to do for creativity. So there's kind of that. I feel like you are just extremely knowledgeable. I mean, it's not like you don't have the skills. It's not like you don't have, the Mercury mind. But I do feel as though you need to bring forward some more leadership skills. And I feel like you've got them. They've just been kind of hidden. So I want you to have more belief in yourself, more confidence in yourself. And one way to do this is to write down exactly what you want in your life, because I feel like you've got all the components to have that. It's just that the only thing missing is the belief in yourself. So from what's happening in July, we've got a lot of things that I want you to put down on a wish list. You can even do it now because the new moon in Cancer was yesterday. And I think it has to do with providing better communications with not only your family, your friends, and also what you're doing for your employment. But I also feel like this has to do with you being honest with you. Okay. Because when you are honest with you, you're going to have this alignment. And perhaps being as creative as your soul wants to be, the money may not be there right now, but boy, is it going to come to you. And I always say this: when you are at odds about your career, or your career is not blossoming fast enough for you, I feel this. I feel that you must say to Source, to God, to Creator, please put me where you want me so I can do the best and highest good. Because then abundance is going to be rushing in for you. Okay. I also want to say that you've got lots of angels around you. Were you young and did you have an experience, like a spiritual experience? You didn't know what it was? I want to say probably 4, 5, around there, because I feel like that spiritual experience, I want you to listen. I want you to listen to their guidance because they're still there. I feel something coming into my throat here, honey, and that is, you need to speak your truth, speak your mind. I don't feel as though you're being heard around the people who are listening to you. I want you to find your value. And I have a feeling that, it's coming for you. We need to do a little work on aligning yourself up. But, your creativity, I feel as though your soul imprint, your plan is going to make a woven, beautiful tapestry with the career that you want. And you're going to wear it like a beautiful scarf, and it's going to be very nice for you. Okay. I hope that helps you. Alrighty. Let me see. Okay. The first name I got right. Okay. I hope that that was good for you. Okay, let's see. Okay. All righty. She says, I didn't finish my degree. Right. Um, and like I said before, I just feel like you studied, you studied for one thing and now you want to, do something else. Um, I have a feeling that this is going to they're showing me like an iron. This is going to be ironed out and it's going to be good for you. And I also feel as though there's going to be some kind of a job that you're doing. And, this is going to come around again. And I feel like it's going to be probably in October. You are going to be able to, slowly finish that degree. An opportunity is going to come for you. A job for you is going to come. It's not going to be the one for your degree, however. Okay. You are going to be having money coming in, though, just so you know that. But I want you to be in alignment with really what you want. Okay. Let me see what I have here. Okay, there's a lot of things going on. Will I continue to be in need for homes, fur babies, and flowers? Loving it. And is there a good number for me at this time? 9. Number 9 comes through hugely. And I just feel like number 9, number 9, number 9. If you are doing anything, Sheila, for anyone else, I just feel like if you have 9 crystals around, 9 flowers around, the number 9 on any addresses, it's very, very lucky for you. In the next few months, you are going to go through a transition and your health is really going to improve. So I'm very happy to say that as well. So I feel like things are coming up for you. Things are really coming up for you. So I just feel like there's opportunity around you. So open your arms to it, accept it, and use that number 9 to your advantage. Absolutely. Okay, let me see another question. Okay, hi, Phil. How are you? Will the building project I've been waiting for with my teacher go through this summer? Thank you so much. We've got something coming up for you that's going to be highlighting that. That's going to be with that full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is the sign of the builder. Did you know that? And so you're going to be highlighted for that. There's going to be a couple of things that may provide a bit of a wait period or some type of a, something that you wanted or perhaps some kind of an element you need to build with, and there's going to be a little bit of a setback there. Don't worry about it. Have patience with it and everything, but don't worry about it. You will get it. I feel as though your teacher needs to make some changes as well. Some changes, and there's a worry going on. It's a little bit like personal, it's a little bit in the family way, but I think your teacher actually has got some blockages that may not be letting this project go as fast as possible. Are you going to be doing it, or what was that? Or is it going to go through this summer? Yes, it is. Yes, I'm doing the pendulum for you now, Phil. So yes, it is. But I do find that there is something that you've ordered for the build that is going to be pushed back or a little on hold, or I don't know. but I feel as though you're going to have to wait on a couple of things for you. Okay. All righty. Any other questions? Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for coming along. Um, I am so excited. Okay, so Nika says, I don't know of a spiritual experience around that age, but Eileen says she does. Okay. She says, I don't know of a spiritual experience around that age. I'm just going to stick with what they've told me and given me the messages that you have had angels around you. And if you think about it, there was perhaps you were somewhere, there was an experience when you were 4 or 5 that um, perhaps you were in danger, or perhaps there was something that you just missed, um, having an accident, or you just missed doing something, but the angels were there to pull you back, or to protect you in some way, because they're still protecting you. And if you don't know about the angelic realm, I would totally suggest that you go ahead and research that, because they are with you. There's 3 particular angels that are guiding you. And Eileen, she says, I've had a spiritual experience since like 4 years old. Well, there you go, Eileen. I'm so glad you guys are all together here tonight. Sometimes that happens with spiritual experiences. I also feel as though there, Eileen, I don't know if you have a lot of air elements in your chart, but they're showing me a lot of communication for you, the good, positive, also coming to you. If you would like to reach out, make the calls, make your emails, send information. What I want you to do, Eileen, because they're showing me this particular communication that you're wanting to do, I want you to bless that every time you push send, every time you do an email, every time you dial a number. And what I want you to do is I want you to speak from the heart in love. I want you to rewrite those short sentences into more of a loving, nurturing, kind communication, and watch what happens. It's going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Metatron, I don't know if you work with Metatron, but he's coming in right now, and he's saying that you've been given downloads throughout the last year and a half, might have disturbed your sleep. You may have had moments where self-doubt could have been coming in. But I want you to know that he's stepping forward. So the master to work with is Metatron. He works through symbols, light language, a lot of codes, a lot of light work, and he is proudly, very proudly boasting about you being a very good student of his. So perhaps you're working with him on the other side, and perhaps that's the disruptive sleep pattern that perhaps you have been experiencing. And I really hope that you're able to accept Master Metatron into your life. I feel as though that's kind of something that that is really going to make a difference on the path of your life. So there you go. Okay, Nika says, I was in an accident that could have been fatal and felt help from the other side. That's exactly what I was talking about. Thank you for that validation. And and there you have it. Sometimes angels are right there, when there is an accident about to happen and you don't know where it comes from or who took the wheel. God take the wheel, right? So I'm glad that you were able to validate that, because those protectors are still around you. So I hope that you can accept them and ask them to come into your life and to lead you down the right path and to guide you. They can't do that because this particular planet is a planet of free will and free choice. So you have to give them permission to come in and spread the light, put light on your path. Which direction am I supposed to go? Because they know better, and they can guide you from above. So yeah, so I hope that is going to be good. So I'm going. Shady's here. Hey, Shady. Thanks for coming by. She says, I'm going to watch the replay. Well, I hope you do. I hope everybody, because there was a lot of information, and I just love it when y'all come in and tickle my heart. And thank you so much. And I just want to say, until next time, may the angels protect you and guide you until we meet again. Let the love flow, okay? Let your love light flow all over the universe. Thank you so much for coming on. All right. Bye now.